Hey, everybody, it's Mama's Comedy Show.
Hey!
Somebody just creamed themselves.
James
cousin
touched my
audience.
titty.
Wow. Oh, it's me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show, and with me is Cousin Jason.
Hi, cousin audience.
And Cousin Kenny.
Hello.
And Cousin James.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You're welcome.
So how you guys doing?
I'm excited for Fringe,
Freaking
but
busy.
I can't go.
So busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally want to go to bed right now.
Can we just do a
Literally-
show of us sleeping?
I want to go
had
to bed
a-
with Kenny.
We had a rehearsal last night until probably like
10:30, 11?
10:30, 11. I went home and I started working on the Guess My Fart sketch.
Oh my
It looks
God.
really cool so
Because I
far.
wanted to have that done so we could preview it tonight.
Yes.
So funny.
And then I sent it to you guys at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then that's when you got it.
Thank you.
But I sent it to you guys at 4 a.m. Went to bed, went to sleep, got up, immediately started working on Jason's sketches. And I got 2 of those done. I still have 1 more.
My commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. It's coming together. But yeah, I was reminded, like yesterday, having spent all that time on like the rehearsals, like because I woke up, went, I have to be completely off book. So I went, I started doing all of my lines to get entirely off book, and then
He means cocaine.
Yeah.
and then we went to do our show out at the resort, and then went straight to rehearsal, and then I went straight to my office at home to edit until 4 a.m., and got up, started editing again, and I remembered why I hate doing the Fringe Festival.
What is this off-book thing you speak of?
Yeah, it's see, real performers learn lines.
See, James, there's this thing called a script, and it's filled with words.
No, James has a different script. James, because she's doing burlesque, so her lines are the line of clothing that she leaves behind on the floor.
It's true. It's true.
She still has to learn the songs.
I just don't. I've not ever been an actor, but I want to be a part of things.
We pronounce it actor.
So thank you for giving me a small little part.
Yeah, we filmed James tonight.
I have a small little part.
I filmed as Princess Lay On Me. Is that how you're saying it?
Lay on me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hey, speaking of, Jason, you saying you have a small part.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a girl right on top of you?
Yeah.
And
No.
she gets excited. Well, you're missing out. And she gets so excited that you slip out of her.
That has happened to me.
Oh, yeah. And
That's
I feel
happened
like
to
like
I
you're going
miss
to
those
break it
days.
off.
The reason that happens is because they're used to something longer.
Oh, yeah.
No, not at all.
That's
Hey, Bobby, are you
100%.
used to
The worst-
something longer?
The worst part is
Well, because how long have you guys been together?
Long
10
time.
years.
when it
more than
slips
that.
out and then it goes in like at a bad angle.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Or you get the, sorry, wrong hole, oops.
Can I tell you, tying this back to a Fringe story, back when we were doing Duty Humor, we did a pre-show, which I still have to work on for this because I am doing that same thing. And it's just texted lines, scripted lines on the screen that interact with the audience before the show. And the very first time we did it, I remember a couple of the bits that were in there. I said, like, it's just text that you're reading. And what was great for us backstage is you could hear people laughing, and then you could hear certain bits that you knew, okay, that's this part. But one of them was, hey, just so we know, is anyone in here epileptic? And then the screen would just start strobing and flashing in a crazy pattern. And then another one, it was like, everyone on the count of 3, shout out your favorite swear word. So we'd all be backstage, and then you would just hear, fuck!
Yeah.
And then the other one, this was from the first show. It was, I was just doing random text talking to people, and I said, hey, did you know you can actually break a penis? And then I showed a picture of a broken penis.
Oh, no, on the screen?
On the screen. And you just, again, backstage, you hear people laughing, and then it's quiet for a minute, and then you hear, oh!
What would be backstage here, though? Where's that going to be?
Back here.
Right there.
All right.
Apparently that's going to be draped off.
Oh, you should do Blue Waffle this year.
Oh, Jesus.
I feel like now, I was younger when I was doing all that stuff. Kind of lost my edge a little bit.
Have you?
Todd Farron presents
Interesting.
Blue Waffles.
I don't know. I think now I would second guess putting an actual penis on the screen.
Yeah, just show that to them in person.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a funny story. You want to hear about that?
About
Yeah.
a penis?
No, about like
Did you break someone's penis?
showing sexual things to an audience. You're second guessing,
Right.
Not that I second guessed it, but we were hired. My burlesque troupe was hired to do entertainment for this fantasy ball, and they were doing a cocktail night before they did the big event the next day. So we brought out a stilt walking violin player, you know, and then we had a aerial performance, and the organizer said, you can do light burlesque. Okay, cool. So our performer at the very end just took her top off in an aerial spin, which was, very
Classy.
very classy, very artistic. And what's funny is that she's a very tiny girl, so there's very little there as it is, plus pasties, plus she has a really good tan right now, so it still looked like she had a white top on. So apparently this enraged some random TikTok girl that posted about it on TikTok, how she felt like she was
Victimized.
Yeah, victimized, and she had to avert her eyes because all of a sudden she was being assaulted with breasts.
You raped her eyes.
And she's a 26-year-old woman who reads romantic fantasies. That's what this whole event was for.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, you were offended by ant bites, basically? That's what you call
What was this girl's name? I want to check these out.
She's the worst. And but it's funny though, because I
The
sent
girl
this,
with the small breasts is the worst?
No.
Now you're victimizing her.
Right?
No,
God.
the girl on TikTok who was complaining about this. What made me laugh about it though is I sent it to my aerialist and I was like, "Hey, just to give you a heads up, this is out there. If anything comes out of it." She had like 6 views of that TikTok, and then she posted an update to it. And she's like, had I known, I wouldn't have attended the event, and there was no forewarning that this was going to be happening. It was a 21 and up event.
Yeah.
But then the next night, I had my male aerialist do a routine during the full ball.
Swinging his dick.
Who also has
he
snake
took
bites?
his shirt off during his number, and
Right.
there was no complaints. Now, when the girl did it, the whole crowd cheered. There was one girl across the way. You can hear my video I took of it. She was like, "I love you, marry me." So it was a very positive experience. From what we saw,
A woman was saying that
It was
to another woman?
a woman, yeah.
I don't like this. I'm
what
gonna
for
make a
her?
TikTok about
this
it
is
right now.
Florida.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a TikTok
It was just
about
the
it.
first time that I saw any kind of negative feedback from a beautifully artistic performance.
So I don't want to say the name of the company because I do still work with them from
voted
time
for
to time.
DeSantis.
Probably.
But this was a very large national health company, right? And they do an event every year, and I worked it more times than a lot of other places.
Eckerd Drugs.
No, but they have a part of their convention, I guess. There is like a vendor thing where all of these people who sell supplements,
Like a marketplace.
and vitamins,
Yeah.
and like different exercise machines and things that this company might want to sell, right? So you walk down this vendor section, and it's like a giant convention center, right? Giant convention center. All of these people have girls in bikinis with ripped abs, like guys wearing just Speedos, all of that. Like that's 100% of what you see because it is like the physical,
vitamins and-
health conscious vitamin
Yeah.
people. Yeah, all like that. So we're doing this nighttime event. I wasn't the person that hired this group, but I didn't see any problem with this. But they had girls in bikinis, bikini tops and bottoms, and guys in like boxer brief, like swim trunks.
Yeah.
Right.
And they had airbrush artists and body painters painting them
That's pretty
in
cool.
like full like body art. And
That's a big thing.
The
It's a live art.
client was outraged
What?
Oh my
that
God.
there was so much skin being shown.
But it was being covered actively.
It's under the
Not
paint.
only was it actively being covered, but you could turn your head 45 degrees and see a 40-foot like image of a half-naked woman running on a beach.
You know what it probably was? The client was probably looking, they saw an aerialist right behind them.
So 2 things about that. the
boobs were
event,
nice, though.
The event also had a vendor hall, and all these authors and anything having to do with books was being sold, including very scantily clad covers of books and fan art of these characters in the books. And then the follow-up video, she said, this wasn't even a burlesque routine. This was stripping. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. No, I have a problem with that. Not that there's a problem with stripping, but they are
stripping is an art.
two different things. Very much two different things.
Wait, was it to Def Leppard?
No.
Then it wasn't stripping.
Oh.
It was that song, So Long and Good Night, but it was only the lyrics, only the singing. There was no music. It was really kind of cool and ethereal. She themed it for the event.
Yeah.
Maybe if she had bigger boobs, it wouldn't have been so
You just
offensive.
can't please anybody, man.
I take my dick out to the intro to Game of Thrones sometimes.
I have a picture that shows you didn't.
People are bitches.
Yeah, I
there
see.
you
That's Jason's burlesque outfit. there.
Jason's burlesque outfit is my favorite.
Yeah, why is that your screensaver?
It's not. It just happened to be in my...
Screensaver, Todd?
my photo.
Sorry,
What are you, 80?
I almost said desktop too. That would be even worse. I remember, you know how your parents suck at electronics and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember my mom.
I suck at electronics.
My mom calling me for help, and I was like, "All right, now go back to the desktop." And she's like, "I'm sitting here." I would get so mad. I would get so mad. I would have to go "Hey, I'm gonna call you back in just a few minutes." I would make up an excuse I have to go do something, and then I would hang up the phone and be, "God, fuck, I'm not fucking done."
Why is it so frustrating? I agree. Bobby gets upset with me because I get so upset at my mom when she has problems, and I'm like, "Oh," but she doesn't have to. She's not that person for her parents.
Right.
It's the dynamic. But I did figure something out this week that I'm very proud of myself. I was very frustrated that my washing machine all of a sudden was not working. So I just left it. I went to our mama's.
You can just say your daughter.
No, she's at her dad's this night.
Where'd you wash them?
I left and I went to mama's and I was just like, you know what, whatever, I'll deal with it when I get home. So I got home and I was like, okay, logical. Look at the breaker. Breaker's fine. Go back to the washing machine. Look at all the connections.
How dirty were the
And
clothes?
something on a shelf above it had fallen just enough to knock the power cord out. So that's all it was.
Did it knock it all the way out?
It just knocked it loose, so I just plugged it, back in.
But was it all the way out, or was it hanging there?
It was hanging.
Ugh.
Just like the
Coulda-
tip.
Coulda-
Like Final
like the
Destination.
tip.
Is
No,
that
you
what you're
could have
saying?
burned your house down.
Well, I'm just saying. I fixed it, and I was very excited, and I did laundry.
Was the water black?
No.
How dirty.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So, yes, there is a lot that goes into Fringe, Todd. I understand completely what you're talking about, getting ready for this festival.
Well, back in the Duty Humor days, we were pretty successful after our first year. Our first year, we got real. I feel like we got real lucky because we had a bunch of reviewers see us right away, and we had great reviews. And I think that kind of carried on into the next year. Like James knows because with Corsets and Cuties, she's been doing Fringe in some form
10
or
years.
another for 10 years. That you do get the people that come back every
Yes.
year. And then for me, that put a lot of pressure on me to go, okay, well, we're
Bigger
only
and better.
doing
You gotta
shows.
one up.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to improve every year.
Not only that, but I've had reviewers come back and they're like, oh, I like your show better when it's in a bigger venue. Or the next year, it's, oh, I like your show when it's better when it's a smaller venue. It's like, again, you can't please everybody. But I think also we're very lucky in this town that our reviewers are kind.
Right.
And if they don't like your show, they're not going to say, I didn't like this show. They might give a couple little critiques. But the reviewers that thankfully see most of the Fringe shows, and there's 110 this year,
Right.
they genuinely want us to succeed.
Yeah.
And I've never really seen anyone malicious. I have seen some brutal honesty.
Yeah.
But the reviews mean so much, and it's so crazy how much people rely on them.
I'm really curious because we're part
wonder.
of the. You're what?
I wonder how this show's going to get reviewed.
Yeah. I mean, if we do they review the BYOB
yeah, they do.
shows?
Yeah, especially if you make sure you send a press release to them.
Yeah.
I can give you those connections.
Probably.
I wonder because
Probably
it's
too late for
offensive
that.
as hell.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, but you know what? Like with Duty Humor, we were worried that it was too offensive.
Yeah.
But there's just enough satire in there to
Yeah, yeah.
make people go, okay, I
There's
get
a
it.
line where it's not gross, it's not gratuitous, it's
Right.
tongue in cheek. I mean,
yeah.
plain and simple.
Even the stuff we filmed for you, and
We do
kind
have
of
some tongues in cheeks.
we teased it last week a little bit, like where we were calling your character a pedophile. It's like your
not a
character
pedophile.
really isn't a pedophile. Like, your character really is a guy who just had a really shit idea for a business.
He doesn't
And-
understand what DTF really stands for.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
David Thomas Franklin.
And those are few and far between. But I do think the stuff like the Star Wars sketch, I think
That I'm in.
that's straight up satire with what's happening.
The intro's great.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, everything I've seen is really, really good.
No, I'm really happy with it. I do wonder, though, because like back when we were really doing the Fringe every year, it was like, okay, we have to do 7 shows. That's the only way we can make our money back.
Yeah, we did 7 shows the first couple of years, and then I was just like, fuck this.
It's so expensive.
It's
and
so much.
I also,
Yeah.
part of me feels, and this is the bad businessman.
Wait, you have
side
to
of
pay
it.
to be in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay for every show that you have. You have to
Right.
buy the number of seats that's in the space.
So like this is why I won't be a millionaire from any of these types of ventures, is because for me, I honestly feel like if I were an audience member, I don't want to pay $30 to come see this. Like, you know, when we were at the other location, she wanted us to charge $25
For mamas.
each Friday night for mamas. And she would say, "Don't you think it's worth it?" And I would say, "Yeah, no, I think definitely the show is worth it, but also I would rather have a full house of people who paid less."
Yep.
And
Exactly.
also, not only do they pay less, but they come back and they appreciate the show
And they have money to buy drinks.
because
and
we're not
food.
nickel
Yep.
and diming them.
Well,
And
the
that-
drink
yep.
prices went up, and now we're here.
Well, that's another thing that I've said all along about the show that I do, because we want our people to be able to afford the tickets, make it a date night, have drinks wherever the venue is that's hosting us, plus have the money to tip the performers. So the performers get a base rate, but they also have to work for their tips.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a very fine line. And with Fringe, the cap is a top tier $15 ticket. That's cheaper than any show we ever do.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only an hour long. So for me personally, when I have a cast that I have to fit people in within 60 minutes, it's like super uber pressure to be a tight turnaround between numbers.
Yep.
You can't play with the audience as much. It's a different beast. It's like a nice little compact version of our show,
Right.
but it's not our full show.
You know, there's a really great this honestly leads us to Mamas, where we are. So, I used to write plays every year. I would try to write 1 or 2 plays, and I loved doing it. I loved the process of writing this play and casting 4, 5, 6, 7 people in the show, directing it, not necessarily having to be in it, but directing it and putting it together. I mean, you always hear that making a movie is like a magic trick. You're convincing the audience they're seeing something they're not. And I feel like theater is very much that as well. And I had such a strong love for it. We did this show at the Fringe one year called The Tree. I still really loved the show. I would love to go back and revisit it since I wrote it forever ago. But it is a show where the guy breaks the fourth wall. He talks to the audience throughout the thing. And it's just the story of this guy's life from birth until he has a son. And it's centered on the premise. In my real life, my dad planted a tree on the day I was born. And growing up, the tree was always there. So this story takes it further, and it's all about this guy's life and what's going on with the tree. Beautiful. I loved it. I think this was before BYOV. This was when Fringe was downtown Orlando.
Empty storefronts.
And we were in the old theater garage space.
Yep,
Which
where South used
was,
to be.
yeah, which was, kind of an actual theater, but it was very small. And it was like what we're doing this year, kind of off the beaten path.
Yeah.
It wasn't with everything else in downtown Orlando.
Yeah, I did a show there too.
You had to kind of go there if you wanted to see the show. So we just made our money back. Just barely made our money back. The middle of the week, we had a reviewer come see our show, and we recognized him. And we did the show. He came down, like I feel like I'm telling like a Trump story here, like biggest man, tears in his eyes. No, this guy came up to the entire cast crying, and he said, "You guys, that wrecked me. That was beautiful." And I thought, oh, sweet. Like we're gonna get something for this weekend, and we'll finally put butts in some seats. No review ever came out, and I saw him at the tent, and he said, I wish you were on my list of shows to
Oh,
review.
son of a bitch.
And I went, oh, God damn it. And
you punched him in the face.
And what happened was I was so mad that I felt like this was such a beautiful, I was really proud of the story. I was proud of the work that the cast did. And I remember as we were unloading, I was like, you know what? I bet you if I just make a show full of dick jokes and duty humor, that it will fill up the fucking audience. And sure enough, the next year I wrote the first duty humor show, fucking sold out the run.
Yep.
And that ended up leading us to Mamas.
Oh, that was before Mamas?
Well, it was, I wanted to do a duty humor improv show.
Yeah.
And everyone in the sketch cast was like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. Ali was the only person that was like, yeah, I'll do that. That sounds like fun. But everyone else was like terrified of it.
Because you didn't have a lot of improvists, though. It was like you had
You had
two
a lot
or
of
three.
more actors.
But it doesn't matter. Like hilarious people. Michelle,
There's
hilarious.
a lot of people who don't like doing improv.
Mike, hilarious. Ruben,
Yeah.
But have those people done improv in the past? Ruben, I used to work with Ruben.
Same.
He didn't do a lot, but
his job now, and that's the other thing, is all of the people who were in that show
Are uber
have
famous.
gone
uber
on to
sexual,
much
yeah.
bigger things. And here I am.
You're going
You
on
asshole.
to much bigger things. No, I had a reviewer one year, I think it was like 3 or 4, and she was like a subcontractor for the paper, so she wasn't like a regular person in the industry. And she, oh man, she said, this is the burlesque show where you may want to encourage them to keep it on, then take it off.
Oof.
And I was like, you know what? Cool. I blew it up and I put it on all of our marketing.
Yeah.
And it ended up working out so much better.
Oh,
and
wow.
then a friend of mine who was at the very beginning of when we started the troupe, he was like, brilliant. Like, there's no bad, press out there. It's just how you spin it.
I did make a post today. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was the...
Yes, I saw
said,
that.
Why
Yeah.
does this keep happening?
That was amazing.
And, but I don't know if he's still a reviewer. He used to be a reviewer.
Which one?
Steve.
Yes, he still reviews.
Yeah, he actually commented on it because he used to love the Duty Humor show.
Yes.
And he did make a comment on it. He was like, something like, oh, that's...
Oh, I
see
didn't
what
know
you
he
did
was
there.
a
Yeah.
reviewer.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't do the regular like Matt and Seth do, but
Yeah.
he still does stuff. Actually, he just did a huge write-up of Fringe and Artistry magazine, and
Yeah.
they used the entire first page of that article was our cast picture.
You know what, though? Like, he's actually a really great guy. He's come to Mama's a handful of
Yeah,
times.
he loves us.
he's
He
come
actually
to-
asked me specifically who was going to be in the part of the sketch show.
I
So-
did one of his shows for Fringe several years ago.
The rock one?
Yeah, you did.
The Baldwin Park.
Was that?
Well, maybe we're not talking about the same Steve.
Yeah, Schneider.
Yeah.
Schneider, yeah,
Yeah.
Schneider.
What was that? Was that the rock and roll show?
No,
or-
you did. Was it Blackwood? Which one did you do?
Escape from Baldwin Park.
Oh, Escape from Baldwin
Oh,
Park.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Escape from Baldwin.
That
Yeah,
was
no,
a parody about a neighborhood around here.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was a boring podcast.
But no,
I'm sorry. Dick, farts, sex, vaginas.
When did
Fuck, fucking
you
more
submit for the show for Fringe this year?
you have
well,
to do it in December.
Yeah, no, they told us, hey, your venue is being made a BYOV, so you guys will be down shows for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Unless you want to be in it.
Uh-huh. When
And
did
then
they tell you that?
I mean, this was...
BYOVs get a little bit more leeway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they wait until the regular lottery is done, and that way people who don't make it into the lottery can apply to be a part of
okay.
BYOV. So that's generally
Yeah.
done around December. Yeah.
Well, when did you find out you had the show?
I think January, February
Like a
of
couple
this
months
year.
ago?
No, yeah, a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, it's... I'm kind of glad because writing the scripts, I went, oh, I do miss writing, like especially the stuff where we are ourselves on stage, like the opening and the like Melanie trying to get Andrew a date, like those things, I think are a lot of fun. I was saying there's this one section in the show, and it's me, Matt, Melanie, and Ed. That scene where right after the Thrifty Chick sketch, right after that, where we're just so insulting to Melanie.
Yeah.
And it is so funny. God damn it. I hope people come see this show.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, we should get started on the next one like 6 months ahead of time.
Oh, yeah. Well, and see, again, this is the...
And if we don't make it into Fringe, we just do it somewhere else.
I mean, honestly, Matt and I have talked about, why aren't we doing one once a year?
Agreed.
Or twice a year.
Yeah, why not?
It's also like, okay, well, if we do it, I'm sure the good people here at 1010 would be like, yeah, sure, you guys want to do one Saturday night or something?
Right, yeah.
But then it's like, all right, are we going to be putting a month's worth of work in for one night?
It would fill up.
Right. I just have to look at
Maybe
look
do
at
2
numbers.
nights.
Yeah, maybe do 2 nights.
Maybe a Friday and Saturday.
We do it with Gaggle Reflex all the time. I mean,
Yeah, but those
Or
shows are terrible.
Friday,
they're really-
Saturday,
they're really
Sunday
terrible, yeah.
matinee.
they say like you should keep your clothes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never do.
Have you done anything nude there at Gaggle?
No, but I'm going to.
Are you going to do your burlesque number?
Yeah.
You're just recycling that material all over
Yeah,
town.
I found out he's going to change the lyrics to my song you wrote for me and use it again.
To
No, I'm
be
using the
fair-
same lyrics.
Well,
Yeah, but not my name.
Well.
No, I might use your name.
Yeah, to be fair, he originally wrote it for me, and then when on your birthday when he sang it, I went, "What the fuck?" And
To
then
be
he's like,
fair, if he sings it with my name in it anywhere else, it's just going to sound like he's singing about a guy.
Yeah.
"That is true."
So, what are you
Unless
trying to say?
Unless you say, "Hey, everybody, this is about a song about a girl named James with a big dick," and then you just go right into it.
Only is about a girl
In my bedroom drawer, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I do. Not to bring things down, but I should mention this because on the last podcast we did have a long conversation about my cat Sharkbait.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Sharkbait. Ooh, ha, ha.
Yeah,
I'm
Sharkbait.
sorry.
Sharkbait. He's no longer Sharkbait.
Went over the rainbow bridge.
I wasn't babysitting him.
No, it was one of those things where, he was real constipated. We were talking about that on the podcast, and went to the vet.
His pokey out butt.
Yep, there's a little crayon. Went to the vet, and they were like, "Well, it's his kidneys are shutting down, and we can do this for that and this for that, but there's already so many things going on." So we use this company that I've used in the past, where they come to your house, and it's great. They come to your house so you can be in a comfortable spot with your pet. And Sharkbait, he used to be like 13 pounds, and now he was down to 4.5 pounds.
Oh,
Holy
jeez.
moly.
So he's very, very small. So he's sitting on our lap, and the woman puts the first needle in, which just makes him sleepy, and he goes to sleep. And then we're waiting a few minutes. We're crying, and it's sad. And then she's like, "Okay, now this next one is the one that'll do it." And she goes to stick it in the first vein. She's like, "Oh, that vein collapsed. So let me put pressure here." It took 30 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
To do that second one. So at that point, I had stopped crying, and I was like, "Can you kill my cat?"
Here, give it to me. I'll do it.
I mean, but it was so
At
it was
that
so
point,
wild.
He's asleep, just snap his neck.
Yeah, no. Oh, James, what's wrong with you?
Jesus.
So much.
What? Quick and painless.
Exactly.
No, but it was
Thank you, Kenny.
I went from being so sad to then I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, "Oh, geez, it's taking a while."
Yeah.
And then when he
gonna
was
wake
gone, it got sad again. And then it was like, okay, well, he was old. And,
What a roller coaster.
Carry him out to the car, put him down, and then boom, it was sad again.
You put him in the backyard, what happens to him?
No, they take him to get cremated.
Oh, yes.
And
Todd
then
has
in,
pots of dusty animals all over his house.
boxes. And then we get in 7 to 10 days a call from our primary vet saying, and this is how they do it, and I hate it. They go, "Sharkbait's here."
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
What'd she say? What'd they say?
Sharkbait's here. That's what they
You
did
should
for
be
my
like,
other.
"Oh, great! I can't wait to pick him up. How was his stay?"
I didn't know if she would be able to do it. That son of a bitch, she did it. And then I just rip open the bag, start shaking it around.
Oh no!
This isn't my cat. All right.
No, add water, reconstitute it.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up. Jason.
Yeah.
What did you learn tonight?
I learned that James' clothes are dirty.
Something
Dirty clothes.
Kenneth.
Yeah.
What did you learn tonight?
I learned that all the dust around your house is apparently ashes of dead animals.
And my dad.
And
Oh, my God.
James.
Jesus.
What did you learn tonight?
I learned that if I stand next to Kenny during the podcast, I can poke him and put my finger in his pocket and not really get any response from him.
I don't get touched very often.
And I learned something tonight too.
What'd you learn, Todd?
James thinks Kenny's butthole is a pocket.
Yep.
Yep.
It's
We
a
all
finger
do.
pocket.
All right, we're Mama's Comedy Show. We are here every Friday night at 9 p.m. Not the next 2 weeks, though. The next 2 weeks, we are doing 4 different shows, and I will tell you those in just a second. Jason, where can people find you?
People can find me at Acting Jason on the socials. You can find me here at Mama's Comedy Show. But for the next 2 weeks, I will be on my 10-year anniversary and not here at Mama's Comedy Show or Fringe, enjoying my wife.
Congratulations, Bobby.
Kenneth,
Yes?
where can people find you?
You can find me here doing Mama's Comedy. You can also find me doing Mama's Sketch Comedy Show.
And you know what? Like I mentioned this to you last night. Every time you come out on stage, you have a laugh.
Oh, thank
like
you.
you have it. Like you have this. You have one of that part where you every time you come out on stage, you get your laugh, and then you get the fuck out, and then you come back in and get a laugh, and you get the fuck out.
I like doing that. And
It's like
you
my
can also
marriage.
find me. Yeah, you can also find me on the Facebook and the Instagram.
Jams.
Yes, you can find me over the next 2 weeks at the Orlando Fringe as well in a special video segment of Mama's Sketch Comedy Show. The Courses and Cuties are ending our 10-year run as a regular burlesque troupe with Fiend. Our final shows, you can find us on May 17th, May 19th, May 24th, and our last show, May 25th. We actually made that a $6 show so we can fill the 320-seat theater we have.
I'm gonna bleep
Tickets
that
are
out.
available online at orlandofringe.org. And if you want more information about anything, you can find us at coursesandcuties.com.
And the Mama Sketch Show is May 16th. That's next Friday at 9:45 p.m. May 17th at 9:05 p.m. May 21st at 10:05 p.m. And then our final show is May 24th at 9:15 p.m.
You got really good times.
Yeah, we're good.
I want to see some irregular burlesque.
Stay tuned. There's more to come.
James said that she's ending her regular burlesque 10-year. I want to see
irregular one is
Yeah.
just shitting all over the place.
No, I'm
All right.
We'll
Are they doing
see
it
you
in your
guys
dirty
next week.
laundry?
Bye.